I know, I will say, I'm really glad that they came to and I told Tony I wanted to do it. But I actually wanted to say.
That's the kind of high quality reward you want.
We were able to put one together, bring those phone books and bring out the kids.
I don't think you gave us homework for the weekend. Yeah, it's like they changed the space. Probably.
Yeah, very good.
You don't want to sign those anyway. Those aren't mine anyway. You know, I think you should sign all. of them. Except sign it like condo, because it sounds like scary.
Intimidating.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm not.
Picking up on it. I think most of this. I like know what it is. Get rid of cast iron and going through with them, and we're not leaking on this gas.
Well, it's the gap.
They're selling
Yeah, it's not like now. It's kind of like all hands or stuff.
Okay, that's 7:30. Let's call the meeting to order. What the allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, please. Matt. Here. Ms. Thomas.
Here.
Mr. Harney. Here. Ms. McGuire. Ms. Thorne.
Here.
Ms. Bo.
Here.
We've got 5 trustees, we've got a quorum, we have got a meeting. Thank you all. We have a motion to approve the minutes of August 21st, 2020.
So moved, Harney.
Second vote.
Moved by Harney, seconded by Bo to approve the minutes of August 21st, 2023. Any corrections to the minutes? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? There being no one opposed, motion so carries. Thank you all. Okay, next item on the agenda is the president's report. Is in the past, we've been starting the president's report with a civility pledge. Since all the trustees and the village president have recited the civility pledge publicly, I'm taking the next 7 meetings and putting it out to the public. And Mr. Clark read it last meeting. Mr. Hoff will read it for us this evening. Bill?
All right, thank you, Dave. In the interest of civility, I pledge to promote civility by listening, being respectful of others, acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community and understanding that we each may have different ideas for achieving that objective.
Thank you, sir. Okay, and keep Mr. Hoff right here on main stage this evening. Bill has graciously offered to serve the village in another capacity. And that is on the finance committee. Seems to like things with green. Park and the playground and the finance committee. I would like an appointment or a motion to appoint Mr. Hoff to the finance committee.
I move. I second.
Moved by Bob, seconded by Thomas to approve the appointment of Bill Hoff to the finance committee. Any comments, questions, or discussion? Bill happens to be here this evening. You got any questions for him? Bermuda grass or rock? Okay, there'll be no questions for him. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? There being no opposition to it, it is unanimous. Thank you all. It is approved. Welcome to the finance committee. We will hear from.
Thank you, everybody.
Your secretary here shortly. Okay, thank you, Bill. And that is it for the president's report, clerk's report.
We received in regard from the county regarding Randall Road project update. I've given a copy to Mr. Harney, since he's in charge of roads, parks on Randall Road. And I thought I'd defer to him and let him allow to present the information. I have non-speaker.
The letter that Tony's referring to is the Randall Road Improvement Study. Part of that is an environmental study to analyze existing bicycle, pedestrian, and public transit conditions on Randall Road. It's a 9-mile corridor. We're kind of in the middle of it. I'm going to generalize there. There's going to be 2 meetings. I think we would be considered the northern corridor, and that's going to be at Randall Oaks Recreation Center on September 20th. There's more information in this letter. We're going to put it on the website.
On there now.
It's on there now.
Just sent out to you.
Just put on there now, and we'll post a copy of the letter that has the specifics on the front door. It's a chance for the public to voice their opinion. It carries weight. And I would try to attend that meeting. So September 20th. September 20th. There's another meeting on September 4th or 14th. The same type of meeting, but that's for the southern corridor. You could go to both if you want. So, and where is it again? The one on the 20th is from 5 to 7 at Randall Oaks Recreation Center. That's right, 500 North Randall Road. And again, this will be posted on the website and the door.
Copies of the notice has been provided on the front door and here in the back as well. So
Was there anything else?
no, that's
Okay. Is that on the King County website somewhere? DOT?
Yeah.
should be.
KDOT.
Yeah.
Yeah. The notes from Carl filled out.
Yeah, that's right. They probably have a lot of information on that.
Oh,
Yes.
this is the 5th year, I believe, in this study. This is phase 1, and it
Yes.
goes to 3 phases before they get to the 4th and final.
Yes.
They estimated 15 to 20 years, so 5 years, it's not far. Who knows what happened? Okay, anything else?
No, that'll
What
do
about
it.
the newsletter?
Oh, yes, that's
I sent out.
CM Parker sent out a copy of the newsletter to each one of the to President Pickett and each one of the trustees. You should have gotten that directly. So
I'm seeing a bunch of nodding heads, so I guess we got no issues with the newsletter.
I emailed them just a couple of typographical changes, but that's it.
Okay.
Who did it come from?
It came from CM Parker and Kathy Eaton.
The newsletter.
It was
Yeah.
an email yesterday afternoon. No other problems with it, and Mr. Parker said he would be watching the meeting this evening. So he has heard our conversation, and he will be sending Tony the correct copy of it before the end of the evening, so that we can have that out. Eugene probably get it tomorrow morning, so that'll be posted. Okay. Nothing else for the clerk's report?
no, that'll do it.
Okay, planning and zoning, we have no planning and zoning this evening. Attorney's report.
No report.
No report this evening. Engineer.
Just a couple things is towards the end of this week or middle of this week, this Tuesday, you'll start to see traffic control for the street program being put out, and then is the plan starting next week sometime. And in regards to that is, if you recall, is we're approximately $50,000 underneath budget. So the plan is to extend paving along Locust, basically go further south on that as far as we can get. And then originally on Hemlock is we were gonna go up to the court, well, we're actually gonna do the whole thing now. And then also is along Sleepy Hollow Road is clean up the swale that's right along the, basically from the township down around the corner, with the intent of next year adding in a curb and also talking to the residents along there, just to see exactly what we can do in regards to the erosion that are happening alongside the slope there.
Any questions for the engineer on that? All right, those of you that use Locust at any point during your daily commutes, be warned. It's gonna be a mess for about 10 days.
Is this where and when they're gonna be including the speed hump on Locust?
Yeah, so basically is, the idea is after that's paved, is it's gonna be one of those replaceable movable ones, so. Kyle and everybody will have a better time during the winter months, during paving operations.
Oh, that's good.
And then I'll talk to Kyle and also the police chief as far as location, ideal location. I have a couple ideas, but I just want to verify it first, make sure.
I assume it'll be a one-lane road during construction.
Yeah, traffic control, the flaggers and everything, so it'll all be monitored as far as directions.
And is this widening at all like the walk ways or anything like that?
It's not actually widening the road, but we're extending out the width of the path.
Okay.
I assume you're talking about the location that's right up against the tree line there.
Mhm.
Yeah, is we're extending that out maybe like a foot or two.
Okay.
More, just a little bit more room in there.
All right.
All right, that's it for engineering. Thank you, Jeff. Finance, Director of Finance, Mr. Banks.
Request a motion for the accounts payable in the amount of $104,824.35.
So move.
Second, yeah, like.
Moved by Thorne, seconded by Diatley to approve the warrants of September 5th, 2023 in the amount of $104,824.35. Any additions, deletions, comments, questions? Being none. Roll call, please.
Ms. Bo,
I,
Mr. Thorne,
Hi.
Mr. Dattley,
Aye.
Ms. Thomas,
Aye.
Mr. Harney.
On the votes, then no negative votes, motion so carries. Thank you all.
The auditors were here last week to go over the books. My first year, they were here for a full week. Last year, they were here for 4 days. This year, they were here for 2 days and not even 2 full days. So they said that they had everything they needed in the format that they liked, and so they're pushing to have the audit presented to the board on October 16th, but they may have to schedule it to the first meeting in November because they've got a lot of meetings that they have to go to. That's all I got.
Okay. While Eugene blocked the time required for the auditors to get field work done, my expense on severing the tons has gone down. Much easier in that way. Thank you, Eugene. Okay, public comments, Mr. English.
Good evening. I'd like to, on behalf of the Service Club, present donation to the village tonight. We cleared $1,500 on the Blue Group dinner that we held last spring. We had hoped that the 4th would have brought us in some extra monies that we could have sweetened the kitty a little, but unfortunately that didn't happen. However, as we sell more memorial bricks down at the flagpole, whatever we earn from that, we will also be making a donation to the village. So I don't know who I should put this.
Hey, I'm to the right thing here. Thank you. You misspelled my name.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. All the work that the Service Club has done for this. And I will give that to the treasurer for deposit tomorrow. Okay, that's it. All right. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it. Give our thanks to the service department too. I will. Okay, back to the agenda. Trustee report, roads and parks. Mr. Heine.
Well, thank you, Rich. I was just gonna thank the service club and the residents who backed the service club. We appreciate it greatly. And I'll just thank you for everybody again. That's my report.
Okay, Ed. Finance, Mr. Thorne.
Couple of things I'll defer to Mr. Van.
So, last meeting, we talked about diversifying our funds a little bit, and we talked about or agreed to go with IMET. In order for us to do that, we have to have this resolution approved by the board, and then the authority to sign any of the documents necessary to create the accounts. So I would need a motion for those.
Resolution number
555.
555.
They're in 666.
Been a long time.
So moved.
Second,
Moved by Thorne, seconded by Bo to approve resolution number 555. A resolution approving the fourth declaration of trust of the Illinois Metropolitan Investment Fund, also known as IMET, amended and restated, dated as of April 22nd, 2022, declaration of the trust, and authorizing the execution thereof, and authorizing certain officials to act on behalf of. That is the resolution number 555.
Who are the signatories that be authorized?
It'd be myself, Mr. Pickett, and Mr. Thorne.
The regular ones with valid banks. Any other comments, questions, or discussion on resolution 555, a resolution of the fourth declaration of the trust? Yes, I met. Illinois Metropolitan, what was that?
Extraterrestrials. Yeah.
Okay, there's no comments, questions, or discussion. We went over the meeting before last, it was authorized, on resolution 5555, roll call please.
Mr. Dattley.
Aye.
Ms. Thomas.
aye.
Mr. Hardy.
Aye.
Mr. Thorne.
Aye.
Ms. Bo.
Aye.
5 affirmative votes, no negative votes, the motion so carries. Well,
Just as a note, I did the interest from the banks for last month, and it was a little over $14,000, which is far more than we budgeted, and this change is going to increase it even more.
Excellent.
okay. Get it while it rains. Okay, anything else, Mark?
Nope, that's all I got.
That's it. All right, thank you. Okay, water and sewer. Well,
I have nothing to report from this week. Last meeting, I mentioned that the Friends of the Fox River are having their I offered plan coming up in September. I incorrectly said September 23rd. It is September 16th. You can go to the Friends of the Fox River websites. There are already a bunch of groups that have events set up that you can join. There's some in East Dundee, Carpentersville, all along the Fox River, a chance to go out there and clean up the river. There's Tai Chi, there's meditation. So it's just any way that you enjoy being along the water, or you want to contribute back and help clean up some of the riverside. Those are an opportunity on September 16th. And that's about it.
okay. Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks.
Moving on to police and public safety, Mr. Daffley.
Yeah, just a couple things. The chief has provided the trustees with the information he conducted during 2 open meetings for village RV, boat and trailer parking ordinances. This is not an ordinance form yet, so it is not to be voted on tonight, but he wanted to get that out to you. I do appreciate all the residents who came out to that meeting, and both of those meetings. I sat in and just listened. A very good exchange of ideas from everyone involved. And I appreciate the time the chief put in and all the residents who came and shared their views. that's what we're here for, to listen, to see what we need to do. And I think you'll find it very informative when you read the report. Chief, you want to add anything further?
No, I've got to get together with Attorney Schuster to make it legal, obviously, or put it in a form that you guys can actually vote on. But there's everything that's in there is everything that I talked to the residents about, and everything that I've talked to each of the trustees individually about. So no surprises.
So thank you for your work there. Chief, would you like to give the department update?
Yeah, just very quickly, we're working at one of the things that I've always said I'd like to do is get more of our officers trained as in-house trainers. The Safety Act is requiring us to do more and more training, and if we keep having to send officers out to do that, especially being a smaller police department, it just becomes a scheduling nightmare and overtime nightmare and things like that. So what we're doing now is we're actually developing curriculum, writing curriculum, getting it certified through the state so that our instructors in-house can train our own officers, whether it's roll call training or other types of training. It'll just be a much more effective way of us delivering the training that we need to deliver. So that's one of the things we're doing. I've attended numerous meetings over the last couple of weeks about the implementation of the Safety Act. Some of the challenges that we know are coming from it. When you talk to most of the state's attorneys across the various counties across Illinois, they'll tell you the same thing, that in a lot of cases, they don't know what to expect from it. And we don't know what to expect. We're going to kind of implement it as we go along, and we're going to follow best practices and changes as we need to. We'll be ready for it in terms of the forms. All the officers will be trained on it. So we'll be ready to go when it's implemented. That'll be September 18th. Is when it goes into effect for us. Yeah, I think that's about it. I've got 3 backgrounds that are just about complete for part-time officers. So hopefully I'll be presenting some candidates. The goal is to present some candidates at the next meeting to get a couple additional part-time officers in and finally get our numbers up a little bit.
Oh, I have further.
All right.
Can I ask a question about the resolution?
Which resolution?
I'm not the resolution, the proposal for the ordinance. I noticed that it all went in line with the code book, but I did notice that above the boats, it seemed to be missing, and I guess maybe this is when you and the attorney and Mark will sit down and figure it out, but it's not really listing any kind of an allowance or preclusion verb. And so are we keeping the whether that's it's not allowed or if it's allowed? But
What?
if we're keeping the, hang on, there's a line. One or not more than one may be parked in these driveways, or are we changing that to? Because-
In regard to a vote?
I actually, well, in the code, it started off a section saying one and not more than one may be parked in the driveway, and then past that is where it listed boats, RVs, all of those components, and I just wanted to see if we're still including that, or
Well, we'll make
Yeah.
a note.
We'll
Okay.
make a note.
You're saying, or the code now says you
What-
should not have a boat and an RV
Right.
at the same time.
You can
A
have
boat and
one.
a snowmobile, just one at a time,
Yeah.
basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't sure if that-
I recall that.
Thanks.
So,
This will be back on the agenda on the,
I didn't realize it was that far in draft form. Sorry about that. I was going over it this afternoon.
okey doke. That's it for the police thing. Building and environment. Mr. Dwyer did not leave a message. No. Okay, all right, so then we move to building and zoning. Thomas.
The only thing I have, which has nothing to do with building and zoning, it's more, sorry. I forgot to mention you. There's a Sleepy Hollow pool meeting, so the residents know, and hoping that we can pass the word around and get as many of the residents and some of the board members there. It's at the Sleepy Hollow pool, on the 27th, I think it is. Okay. Yeah, so hoping that we can get as many people there. They're gonna show us exactly where the pool is. They're hoping to keep it open till 2025. in the shape it's in, that's questionable. So we just need to get as many residents as we can there to, let them know we want this pool kept open. And not just a Band-Aid put on it and have them, you know, what they're proposing out on Randall Oaks, so. Just wanted to pass that information to everybody. And I,
That's a park district thing,
right,
and whoever makes the most noise is going to get the
yeah,
funds.
right,
Really?
so. You know, I've talked to them about safety, you know, kids, how are they gonna get there? I get what they're looking at, but I think that, you know, we need to really fight for this pool to. Have them redo it, and they've got some good ideas both ways, but we need to really push them, so. Just a FYI, if you can get the word out to your neighbors and family members and things like that. And I really don't have that much. I've been working with President Pickett on a couple things, and so thank you again for not letting me get off track.
Okay.
Just, so, thank you. The residents that I've talked to after we spoke have been very appreciative of, the information I've shared with them, so.
If I can add that, I talked to our utility billing clerk, and she says that last month it cost the park district $12,000 to refill the bowl.
Yeah,
Couple $1,000 a day.
it's a lot, so.
Okay. All right, so 27th of September, 6 p.m. At the pool, there will be a tent. Please carpool. Parking will be an issue. I don't want to hear about that on the following Monday. Have a parking problem. Because okay, any old business come before the board? No old business, new business. It must be fall. We've got the Knights of Columbus asking for permission to have their Tootsie Roll Drive at 70 or Sleepy Hollow and Bro Brummel and on Locust.
Yes,
Okay,
and they've provided me with their insurance policy already, and I've got
Okay.
copies of all of that, it's part of the package.
It's before the construction starts.
Saturday.
Wear a vest.
Yeah, that's like just before, right?
Just before, so this weekend, I believe. Oh, they have 2 weeks, no, it's the 8th and 9th. We have a motion to so approve the authorization of the Knights of Columbus to solicit funds on the village roads, so the 8th and 9th. Moved by Thorne or Harney, seconded by Diatley. Any further comments, questions, or discussion?
Chief, I have a question. Do they give you some sort of plan or identify personnel, or they just file some insurance with you?
They file the insurance paperwork, and I think they don't really know exactly who's gonna be there until the day that they do it, so. But they're always out there wearing safety vests, and our guys are always trying to hang around the area a little bit too to help them out, but.
The big thing is getting them to park their cars over here as opposed to Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
It's always something. So,
Okay, on the question of the approval for the Knights of Columbus, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion so carries. Thank you all. There is no need for an executive session this evening. The next item on the agenda is
Move to adjourn.
Second.
moved by Thorne, seconded by Bo. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We are adjourned. It's nothing.
I saw you kind of like going like thinking a couple times. I know.
But yes, I was totally that annoying kid at school.
I was on the light bulb.
I'm sure you were a ray of sunshine.
That's right. So the cops stop by, they're after their own.
Yeah.
That's what-
At least you're not wearing the yellow sweat stain.
I took a shower.
Oh, that's it for September, right?
Bill, congratulations, man. You are slowly taking over the village, aren't you? Then world dominating. First he takes over the lawn.
Well, if he did,
Then
then it would be
finances.
perfect. Come on. Oh, my
Yes.
goodness.
Once we get some.
And is Wendy familiar with? it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give her a call this week to find out about the pool and then.
I already have.
Well, we have a concept. Yes, it was hard to.
Yeah, don't.
I was concerned for the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
Mile west of Richmond. About 10 miles west of Richmond.